Hello, welcome to Fast Error-Free English, where we do not bore you with confusing grammatical rules, but try to explain to you in a natural way that will help you to use the language correctly. So here we correct our errors naturally and in a fast manner. So if you like what you're hearing, like, subscribe so that you'll be able to use the language better. Today we're going to look at is or are. Have you ever wondered sometimes whether some expressions should take is singular or are plural? That's what we're going to deal with today. And our objective is to make sure we immediately know when a sentence shows singular and we'll use is, or plural and we'll use are. So singular, as we said, means one. Like one boy, the boy is here. One girl, the girl is in the class, and you will use is for that. Plural means more than one. So the boys are here, the girls are in the class. That's one thing we need to know. Then we go on to some examples. Let's find out why we have is or are here. Remember, one person or one thing is, more than one are. This is a bone. One. She is reading a book. She, one. We are in the car. We, many of us. James is doing his work well. James. One. Two of the boys are. Two, more than one, are. The children are asleep. The children, many of us. All the students are in the class. All, many of us. So these are simple sentences that will tell us when to use is or are. But let's look at some more difficult sentences that are likely to confuse us. Let's now try and understand them naturally. Each of the boys is wearing a blue shirt. One of the boys is present. None of the children is here. You see, when we see words like each, one, none, neither, we do not get confused with the words after them. Of the boys, of the children, of the girls. No, we do not allow ourselves to look at such words. Because if you say of the boys, after all it ends with boys, that's plural. No, we are saying there are many boys, but we're looking at each of them individually. So that's why it's taking is. There are many boys, but we're looking at one, only one boy, one of the boys. So that's why it's taking is, singular. None, there are many children, but none of them, nothing, none of them. So that would take is. Neither, the same thing. There are many bags, but none of them will take is. Let's have a look again at other more difficult examples that might be confusing. Either James or John is ill. Why? After all, they've mentioned James or John and John, but there's no and here. We put the word either or, meaning if James is ill, John is not ill. So one person, only one person is ill. That's what this sentence means. So either James or John is ill. Either of them is ill. Neither James nor John is here. The same thing, neither means nothing, remember? All but Sandra are. Why? Because we're talking about all the people there, except Sandra. So it still are, because there are still many people at the party. But let's look at this. Either the teachers or the students are having a meeting. Now, why did we put are there? Let's go back to number 6. Either James or John. There are two parts. James, one part singular, one part singular. So is goes there. Look at this. Either the teachers, one part plural, the other part also plural. So everything is plural, it goes with are. Either James or John is ill. Either the teachers or the students are having a meeting. All plural. Let's still look at this. Neither the boys nor their mother is here. Either the mother or the children are around. Wow, look at that. One side is plural, the other side singular. One side is singular, the other side plural. That's a mixture. What do we do when we mix both the plural and the singular? We leave out the first part and use whatever the second part is, because it's the second part that is near the is or are that we want to deal with. So the second part takes the is or are. So that's why neither the boys nor their mother is here. Mother, the second part is singular and takes is. Either the mother or the children are around. Children is the second part and it's plural, so it takes are. So don't forget that. Finally, we'll look at the man and his wife are at work. We of course know that and is always plural. So the man and his wife are. But there are times when two or more people will be mentioned and you still will put singular. That's because there are words that we do not need to consider when we are looking at whether to put is or are. And words like these words like with, as well as, like, even including. So when you have the man with his wife, we put is because we do not consider this part. It starts with. We do not consider it. We only consider the first part. And if the first part is singular, everything is singular. So it's like you're saying the man is at work. We are not really, this is just an extra information and we do not consider it when we are trying to know whether we should put is or are. The men with their wives are at work. Why? Because the men is what we're looking at. We're not interested in this part in trying to know whether to put is or are. Sarah, as well as her dog, is in hospital. We're only looking at Sarah. David, like his brother, is playing. So we're only looking at David. So what have we learned today? Singular means one, plural means more than one. And when it's one, we use is. When it's more than one, we use are. And in any sentence, we should think and find out whether the expression means one thing or one person, or more than one thing or more than one person. Then we check the main words. We don't get confused with words following the main words like of the boys, of the bags. We use the main word like each one to know whether we should put is or are. And finally, we said words that like, including, as well as, with, we do not consider them. We consider the words before them. Whenever, and if the words are singular, we use is, and if the words are plural, we use are. Now it's your turn to try. So if you want to do the exercise, which I hope you do, to find out whether you have understood everything we've done so far, you click the link below and answer the questions. At the end, tell us what you got in the comments and ask any other questions that you have. Is there any other grammatical rules that are confusing you? I bet you we will teach you naturally to understand them, use them correctly. Want to learn more? Like, subscribe, share, and comment. So from us in Lit and Law, it's bye for now. See you in the next class.